thank you so much for jumping onto this podcast with myself, Aaron.
Thanks for having me, man.
No worries. Throughout our training system, Change Online, there's hundreds and hundreds of videos, and it's very rarely we get to actually have you onto one of the videos. And I think for everybody that's going to watch this podcast, it's important for them to know that, you know, the high level standard of quality throughout our content, the consistency is all down to yourself. And a lot of people always compliment us in regards to the content, say how good it is, all the way through to, like, you know, the e-commerce side of things. The content there is amazing. So this podcast is going to be good for potentially anybody that's going to give this a watch.
Cool.
For the fact of, you know, you can learn a lot of stuff just by listening to experts in their fields. And I think this is definitely going to be one of those podcasts where people are going to take away some golden nuggets, and they're going to,
so, man.
Fingers crossed,
Yeah.
and they're going to be able to implement this within their own business, and hopefully get some good results from it.
Cool.
So starting off, I want to know a bit more about your journey. Where did it all begin, and all the way up to you where you are right now?
Basically, I started in Cyprus about 10 years ago. Well, before that, I actually went to university and got a degree, which obviously we all know now you don't need. You can just go online and go on YouTube. Moved to Cyprus, lived there for 10 years, started filming events, and then all the local businesses started seeing what I was doing. So I started doing all the sort of local businesses there.
That's cool.
Promotional videos. Then I started doing weddings there as well. And then I moved back to England, carried on doing events, weddings, like corporate jobs in the businesses. And Tammy dropped me a message and said, we've got an event. I think it was the first event you guys ever done. And I thought, right, this is a good opportunity here. I need to sort of over-deliver and show my worth. So I did. And is it 3 years?
It's been a good few years. Yeah.
A few years. Yeah, a few years later, we're sat here doing a podcast. You know, 200 training videos later, and yeah, that's where I'm at.
It's awesome. It's awesome stuff. So it's crazy, like where life can lead.
Yeah,
you
man.
know, with certain
Power
opportunities.
of networking, isn't it, mate? Power of networking.
100%. But I remember that first event. Going back to that, that was a good event. That was probably one of my favorite ones. The promo was awesome.
I appreciate that,
none of
man.
us expected anything like that. Obviously, no disrespect, but like we hadn't seen a sort of promo like that before. That sort of blew us away, and we were like, yeah, this guy's good, knows what he's doing.
Appreciate that, man. Nice.
We wondered who he outsourced it to. I'm joking.
Father. Just joking.
But I think, yeah, like obviously with where you're at now, I think all the content you create, obviously you've done, like what you said, loads of projects in Cyprus, back in the UK, obviously with us, and anything else in between all of that. What would you say is, you know, one of the main things that you have to keep consistent with content?
It all depends what content you want, really, mate. So obviously branding's important. So you've got to keep the branding the same in all the videos. So as you can see through the training, apart from this one, which is different, of course, the training videos are all quite similar. They've got a start, which is the intro, show you a bit of lifestyle, what we do. Apart from work, we also have that sort of work-life balance, title, main video, ending. So obviously there's a bit of a story there. So yeah, as you know, with the promos are all the similar sort of style. So that shows our brand. If people look online and see them promo videos, they know it's Change Online. So in terms of consistency, that's, you know, depending on what the brand is. If I was going to do a wedding, it's not going to look anything like, you know, the promo video. Same with sort of a corporate product video, for example. That'll look like a different style to the promo video.
Okay, awesome stuff. That's good to know. Cool. Another question as well for you, Aaron, is we see members within our community, and to be fair, people on the outside, people within the e-commerce area, they start off with either using stock images, or they start to use just generic images that they can find online or like on the internet or from other suppliers or sellers. But when people get rolling with this and they're progressing, the second that this individual, and this can be anyone, any age and any experience level, when they start to upgrade their content, and by that I mean going out there, getting custom content, whether it's them doing it themselves or they're hiring someone professional to do it, we always see the same story, and it's the ability to then scale that business much more easier. They start getting more results because the content's better. What would be your best advice for somebody that's coming into e-commerce, somebody that's fresh, that they ain't got no experience in, e-commerce or videography, but they're on their way to, developing that skill? What would be your best bit of advice to give to somebody that's maybe watching this right now, that wants to start off with the best quality content they can possibly get?
There's a few things you can do. It depends on how much time you've got and if you've got a budget. So if you've got a budget, I would recommend, if you want to take your brand to the next level, I would recommend hiring a professional to get your videos and photos done. You can start it from up there to start off with. They vary in price, mate. You can look online. There's loads of different people out there going. I mean, Fiverr's decent. You can find a decent one, but if you go on sort of freelancer sites or reach out to your local network, or you know anyone in your town, reach out to them, get a deal going with them, and then get your content going. But if you don't have a budget to start off with, you prefer to spend it on ad spends, there's the iPhone or the latest Samsung or whatever. That the cameras are getting pretty good. They're not as good as these cameras.
Yeah.
But they do a good job. They're not like the old iPhone 4s, and you're not going to get bad quality. Most of the content you see on, pretty much all the content you see on people's stories are phone content. But it all depends on your lighting. It's all about light. So if you've probably noticed yourself, mate, if you've got bad lighting, your image is going to look terrible. Okay. That's how cameras work. You need a lot of light to go in the camera. The best kind of light is the diffuse light, so it's not too harsh on from the sun. So if you've got a lot of sun on your face, or your product or anything like that, it's going to look really bad and washed out. So if you've got your phone, go outside, take a nice photo in a diffuse light, and it will look pretty decent with an iPhone. Then you can take that photo, take it into an app called Lightroom. Lightroom's free. You can get a paid version, but it's free. And then you can edit the photo. Okay, there's a photo editor on iPhone, but Lightroom has got a good Lightroom's Professionals is standard. That's what I use for all of our photos that we do, and all my professional photos. And you can download presets off the internet. You can put them presets in, and you get a stylized image. You will have to tweak the presets. You do need to know a little bit. There's tutorials out there, but yeah, you can get a pretty decent image. And it does matter about your composition as well. You've seen photos. Someone will take a photo. The image or personal product will be, I just won't look in place. So you need to look for lines in your photos to try and sort of make the person or the product the center. To start off with, I'd find, say, a road, for example. This is a good example. If you're taking a photo of a person, get the person to stand at the end in the middle of the road, and you've got the two lines going like that. Them leading lines take you to your center of subject, and it looks a lot more appealing to the eye. But there's loads more I can go on about that. I could speak for hours about that. But then video, composition and lighting again. The editing side of things, you can go onto TikTok. There's an app called CapCut. You can go onto TikTok, download a template, send it to it, and you could have all the trending songs. You can have it sort of cut already for you, or you can just learn how to use CapCut yourself. There's plenty of tutorials out there.
That's cool. And CapCut's mobile, because I think I've used that.
Yeah, CapCut's mobile, and Lightroom's mobile. Yeah, there is computer, desktop version as well for your computer. But man, since I started, the tools that you can get now for the average consumer, they're mental, mate. Like even me, I'm looking at CapCut. I'm thinking, I wish I knew about that 10 years ago, bro. Like,
it's crazy.
It's actually mental, mate. I use CapCut. Like, if Ryan asked me to color grade, which means bring the colors up in a photo or video, I'll just use CapCut when I'm on the go. It's easier. If not, I'd have to take it from my phone, send it to my computer, use Final Cut Pro, which is my editing software I use, grade it. I'll save myself half an hour just by banging it on my phone.
And you get the same quality.
Yeah, it's good quality. There's a pro version you can export on 4K. I think it's like £4 or something. But you do get a similar quality. But like I said, the quality matters about lighting, composition, and stuff like that. But lighting is key. That's one thing you got to remember. Lighting is key.
Yeah. We noticed that as well. Like when people take pictures, and you're the one that taught us this. When you take, I never knew this before, but when you take a picture of somebody, you want the sun on them, in their face, in a sense, rather than behind, because it creates that shadow.
Like I said before, if when you're outside, you can't really control the light. When you're shooting products inside, a professional would use controlled lighting. So when I take photos, I've got about 4 or 5 lights, which I light individual products up. But when you're outside, you'd want the sun on you. But like I said before, if the sun's directly on you, you get quite harsh skin tones. Sometimes it can't matter. It don't matter. So when we're doing training videos, we tend to, because we do shoot them all outside, we want the nice backgrounds for the training videos. We try to we try to wait until it's cloudy, so we've got that nice soft skin tones. It looks better that way. Yeah,
that's cool. A lot of value there, and it is people don't need to complicate the journey of getting good content. No. It's, let's say for example, someone that's new to e-commerce and they haven't got too much of a budget to invest into content. and they've just got maybe one of the latest phones or something like that. If they're taking a picture of products and the product's small enough, you could get a little light box off Amazon with the LEDs on, use your smartphone, and like what you said, then grade it. You've got much better content that way. So yeah, it's crazy. And obviously for somebody that, you know, maybe doesn't have that amount of time to order a light box, you know, sample their product, then go and learn how to grade it and stuff like that, just get a videographer or photographer.
I mean, you can even approach, like, if you've really not got much budget, approach people just starting out. They want to build their portfolio up, you know? Find someone that's been in the game like a year. It's going to be, if you've got no idea about the skill whatsoever, it's going to be a lot better than what you can produce to start off with, essentially leveraging your time and progress and making the progress faster. You know, you're going to get your content out there, you're going to get your brand out there a lot quicker than, you know, spending the time to learn it and stuff like that. If you are keen, you know, there are tools. The presets, like I said, CapCut, like I said. But if you just want to get out there, just get yourself a videographer and photographer, 100%. But like, there's tricks. You can, like the stock photos, for example. You could grab them stock photos. You know, a lot of people know how to remove backgrounds. Get that back, put that picture in Canva, and you know, there's so many presets you can do with that picture. Put some text on it. You've got better photos already. Probably take you about half hour because there's tutorials on Canva. Better photos, more engaging photos already than what you had before, and you're using the stock photos. Because a lot of them are white background.
100%. I think it's like when you go to a store, it's just a generic product image, and it's just like everyone's using it. You need to be different.
Yeah, you see it even on Amazon. It's just all the same.
Yeah.
Imagine that same photo with a different color background. I know, better writing. You know, and you know, bringing the lights, the whites up a little bit. That just completely changes the game. But you know, that's like, if you really don't want to learn, if you really don't want to, you know, pay for a photographer, videographer, that's your sort of first protocol.
100%. I think everyone though, like the state of mind should be like, the long-term goal, if you're serious about
100%.
becoming successful, is to have, you know, a professional videographer, photographer, and somebody that you can stick with. Because I'm sure you, like, from what I've seen, there's a lot of videographers, a lot of photographers, and they all have a unique style. So if somebody uses this one for this on their business, and they go to this one and use this, it's gonna,
like we said before about the brand. What I said before about the branding and stuff like that with your stuff. You wanna, you know, you could reach out to a videographer or photographer and get them on a retainer package. So rather than being like, here's X amount of thousands for a lot of, you know, for a one-off sort of thing, you can get them making recurring content for you just to keep it going. You'll get that cheaper because it's recurring. So you can, there's loads of ways around it. You just got to reach out, ask a network, DM people, get the best price.
So if somebody wanted to, let's say, do a promo video of their product, or they wanted to do a general video for their brand, you know, what they're trying to achieve, there's a lot of ways people can do this. Some people will just focus directly on the products or specific products. Some people will just focus directly on the brand. This is what our brand's about, what we want to achieve. Other people will just mix it up. It'll be a bit about the brands and the products and the branded products and stuff like that. It feels like very similar to like a movie. There's no story within that. So like, when someone's doing a promo video, and this really differs, you know, people that have a strong promo to the people that just have a promo that looks not as good as it could be. What would you recommend for people that are trying to create some form of story within like video content that they're trying to use for e-commerce?
I can't even believe I haven't spoke about this already, to be fair. Like, storytelling is so important, you know. Storytelling allows your videos to, you know, capture emotions, get people's emotions going. Good example of this, and everyone knows the John Lewis advert. Every Christmas, it makes everyone cry. But that, you know, they get so many more sales from that advert because, you know, it touches emotions. You know, start, middle, and end to your videos. Like the promos, for example, I'll have a start, everyone arriving, stuff like that. Middle, everyone networking, and at the end, everyone leaving. All right, it's not so much emotions in that one, but it shows us all having a good time. It shows happy. It shows people happy. Everyone's learning, and it's not just a montage of random shots that don't do a video. You know, it won't make sense. It needs to make sense. You know, it keeps people watching all the way to the end. You need that hook. You know, you need that hook in the video. So yeah, story's really, really, really important. Like I said before, I could probably go on ages about this, but as long as you've got a start, middle, and end to the video. I mean, I just done a video for a charger. The start of it was, you know, it was showing light. The light was slowly showing the video, so slowly showing the product coming in. So they're getting a little teaser. Oh, what's this product? In the middle, it showed all the USPs. You know, there's writing coming in the USPs. At the end, it showed the charger in full. You know,
Okay,
this is the
cool.
product. You know, there's your
Yeah,
start,
yeah.
there's your middle, there's your end.
So you can go like building a bit of hype throughout
Exactly.
that
You
in
need
a
to build that. Like,
sense.
look at all of our videos. The last one we done, for example, I had nice slow-mo shots coming up, then I get the build up, and the fast shots, the shots coming in, and bam, people networking. Where, you know, the work-life balance at the end, we've got a little bit more networking, and
Yeah,
boom,
yeah.
you know, start, middle, and end.
Cool, awesome value there, Aaron. That's really good, and
Cool.
it's good to
I'm
see
glad.
that people are going to learn a lot from this.
Just the basics, you know, to get them going. You know.
Yeah, yeah, and it's just little things that they can implement, you know, right after this video ends, that
Yeah,
they can
cool.
go away and try new things
Awesome.
in their business. For somebody that has listened to all of this and, you know, they're intrigued and they want to take this on boards to you know, learn and to essentially master themselves, you know, over X amount of years coming up, where would be a good starting place for these individuals to go? Is there any websites? Is there any books? You know, anything where they can proceed with this?
Yeah, there's loads of places, mate. You can go to YouTube, you can go to Google. There's so many sites online. Just get in the search bar, ask them best composition for my products outside. What's the best lighting to use? You know, I've already gone over this a few times, but if you want a more detailed analysis, that's there. There's blog articles. There's 10, 15-minute videos. I mean, I learned a little bit in my degree, but like I said, majority of the stuff I know now about my editing is all through YouTube and the internet. The internet's come a long way nowadays, mate. You ain't got to read books anymore. There is books out there, but you ain't got to read books anymore. It's pretty much it, man. What question you need to ask is, it's on the internet. Just ask away. You know, if you want, just even product photo basics, you know, that will tell you the basic way to take your photos of your products. Or how do I make a good product photo with my iPhone? That's a good one, and there'll be hundreds of videos. You know,
So I guess like even coming as a member, coming to an event or a retreat is beneficial to learn like about that side of things as well.
all the members that come along to retreat, I always have good half-hour sessions with them, telling them the best ways to get their content off the ground and stuff like that. Yeah, for sure.
Cool stuff. Cool stuff. Well, Aaron, we've gone over quite a few bits there. A lot of different.
We could go on for hours, man. I know,
It's
yeah.
a big topic, right? But I'm sure we're about to maybe add some more to this, add some more value in the future. So it'll be good. I think moving forward, I just want to grab one last thing for you. So somebody that wants to do e-commerce.
Yep.
And we're going to go down the route of, you know, they don't want to invest too much to start with. But bearing in mind, the viewer that's watching this, you know, the ultimate goal is to invest into your content because, as we always say, content is king.
Yeah, of course.
The better your content, the more money you're going to make.
Yeah.
But starting off, you know, we need to understand the reality of most situations. And it's essentially, you know, people invest into their ads. They want to invest as much money as they can into their ads rather than other areas to start with.
Yep.
But moving forward, you sort of want to divert profits into your content and you slowly build that up. So somebody that's, let's say, just got an iPhone, what would be, let's say, the top 3 things that they need to buy in order to get better content? Obviously, I mentioned the light box to start with for products and stuff like that. So we'll stick that at number 3. What 2 other products, what would you recommend for them to go for better content?
So you can get a thing called a Lazy Susan.
Okay.
I know it's called Lettuce Stupid. I know.
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, they're called Lazy Susans. And basically, the automated ones are better. The automatic ones, they're like little spinning plates. You can get them for about 15 quid.
That's cool.
Yeah, and they just spin round. Okay. You can put your product on that for a watch, for example, and that'll just spin round. You get another one would be a tripod, so your camera still, and that would spin round. Just like that, spin round. Cool. And you can put your phone in sort of, I'll go into this for a while, but 60 frames per second, which means you can slow it down twice, but we'll go over that another time. But yeah, that'll literally just spin round and you can get a cool shot. Another thing could be paper, like photography paper. So you could hang it behind. So you say like you want a black background, you hang it behind, you get all different colored backgrounds or cards. And the same with on top of the Lazy Susan, whatever color you want, you can get reflective plates. You know, you get them really cool reflective sort of shots. Put your product on top of put the reflector plate on top of the Lazy Susan, along with the product. That will spin rounds. You've got a nice sort of reflection with the paper behind, phone on the tripod. I know there's a lot to go on, but this is sort of how I do it essentially.
Yeah.
And then you sort of got that spinning round, but then you need some lights. So you can pick up you can get these tube lights. Okay, you can get some cheap ones. They're probably like 50 quid for 2. While that's spinning round, okay, record your phone. Turn all the lights off in the room and just put the light over like that.
Okay, that's cool.
Like that.
Yeah,
so as it's spinning round, the product's slowly gonna
It's like hitting the lights, hitting
show
it.
up. Yeah, and that's one little setup you could do.
I might give that a try on some of my stores.
But that potentially work. You could probably get yourself started for 100 quid, 150 quid on the bottom end of stuff. Yeah,
see, that's awesome for people to know, because it's a bit of a.
Obviously, if anyone's got any questions, I could send some links and stuff. So just drop me a DM or whatever.
Yeah, anyone can reach out to us as well. Or even ask you at events and stuff like that. But it's good to know, like, you haven't got to spend tens of thousands straight off the bat.
No way, not anymore. Phones have come a long way. Yeah.
So it's good to know that, and obviously, like, when they got that content, they can make it look better with different bits of software and stuff. So good stuff there. But I can't stress enough in this podcast that it's so important to invest into your content so much. And I'm sure you probably get this quite a bit. When people come to you, people might just want to do it the cheapest as possible, but then they're only going to get what they pay for.
Exactly. Yeah.
Whereas like big corporations, I'm sure you've worked for a lot in the past. Like, they're more than happy to spend big money because they know
5 figures, mate. Some 5 figures. If you're delivering that content and your message is if you've got a big corporate product and your message is going out and what the message that they want, and it could take up to a month. One video could take up to a month, and they're willing to pay 5 figures. I think the biggest job I've charged out was probably about 16 grand, but that was over a month. I needed 3 guys. There was a lot of interviews and stuff like that, but that video was like, it done the job. I put the proposal out to them. The proposal I gave them, I won the job, and
that's good.
That's
good. So big businesses.
There's different levels, mate. As you know, there's different levels and everything.
Yeah.
Start with the spinny plate, the old lazy Susan. Then
start with a Susan and work your way up.
Old Susan.
That's awesome. Well, Aaron, thank you so much for jumping onto this podcast.
No worries. Thanks for having me, man.
It's been awesome, man. Been a pleasure. Thanks for all the value and
appreciate it.
tips and tricks. And look forward to seeing you on another one.
Awesome, man. Nice one.
Take care.
Cheers, man.